Today, the Washington Commanders resumed OTA practices. Joe Whitt Jr. stepped to the podium post-practice today, and as you guys know, since I was away during the wintertime, this is going to be my first time really hearing from defensive coordinator Joe Whitt Jr. Let's watch it.
How I feel? Blessed. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rockin' it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she poppin' it, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's over getting out. She's confident. I love the way she move.
YouTube, what's going on? It's your man Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video. Before we get into it, I want to let you guys know we're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. We're ever so close, so help me get there as soon as possible. Alrighty, we're going to be watching Joe Whitt Jr.'s press conference today. Let's go ahead and see what he's talking about. Again, my first time really hearing from Coach Whitt. So take it away.
Of what we're doing, the way they're buying in, the way they're competing, it's fun, man. Both sides of the ball. It's just not looking at defense, both sides of the ball. Everybody out there is just really going after each other, and that's what it's supposed to be. That's the only way we're going to get better.
What are your early impressions on Emmanuel Forbes so far? What have you seen from him?
I've seen a young man that is every day getting better, getting used to my hard coaching. He's a kid that has a really good skill set, and just like the rest of the young guys, he's out there working his butt off, and I've been pleased with him.
What do you like about
Luvo? Oh man, everything. What's not to like about him? He is the heartbeat of what competitive, hard-nosed defensive football is about. You know, and
Not to pose already, but I'm smiling because we finally got a linebacking core, y'all. We finally got us one.
and I remember he said, Coach, just tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. And he goes as hard as he can. I love that. I mean, he's a fun guy to be around, fun guy to coach.
With Emmanuel, what are some of the things that you have been working with him on just to kind of get him to where
Well, those are the things that me and him are going to talk about. Well, just between us, but one thing that I always would do, I'll look at every team's interviews and I'll try to pick here and there. They'll figure it out when we play, okay? But I can tell you that the kid is working his butt off, and I'm pleased with where he is. I can tell you that 100%. Because if I wasn't, I'll tell you, I'm not going to come up here and BS anybody. All right, so it is what it is. Yep.
I think we're all trying to figure out what exactly this defense is going to look like. Do you know at this point?
Yeah.
Because it's all so new, like how everybody's going to fit in together?
Oh, I know how it's going to look, yeah. I mean, what's your next question?
So in terms of Frankie Luvu, then, like, it seems like he can play all over. But how many different spots do you kind of see that he can potentially fit into?
Same as here. Why would I say that right now when people are looking? All right, they'll figure it out when we play.
Hey, I like this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jack Del Rio was kind of similar too. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Jack would more so just be a little reserved about it. He really would kind of dance around the question. He's going straight at him like, why would I tell you? I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tip our cap. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, if I'm going to trust his word, he says Emmanuel Forbes is looking better. And if he wasn't, he would say that. So hopefully he would be telling the truth. I have no doubt in my mind that he would not be telling the truth. So.
But we're happy, and I'm not trying to be a smart ass, all right? Trust me, believe me, okay? But the advantage that we have right now is people don't know, okay? And we're going to keep that advantage until they figure it out. So I'm not going to say, I'm not trying to dodge anybody's question, all right? I'm answering it the best way I can, but we have good players, and we're going to put them in position to help us win. And that's all we're going to get until, after the first game.
obviously this is a time to also experiment with some guys like Jamin looking a little bit at the edge. What are some of the traits you see in him that maybe tell you it's worth looking at?
He's a big, strong, fast man that has the ability to bend. All right, so we want to make sure we get our best players on the field in whatever capacity we can do. We have a history of playing guys in positions that they might not normally be used to, and we're just trying to build our best 11 guys on the field. And he's a big, fast, willing guy that's excited about doing it.
Okay, guys, if y'all don't like me pausing, I'm sorry. You can just go watch it on your own, but I have to do this so I don't forget what I want to say. Thank you. Thank you, Coach, because for the last 3 years, I've been screaming to put Jamin Davis at the edge rushing spot, and I really, really think if y'all give him that opportunity, he will thrive. Put him in a Micah Parsons kind of role, and I think he would thrive. And how fitting is it that the last place the coach was with a Micah Parsons kind of guy, so it probably immediately clicked. Something that Jock DeRee and Ron Rivera probably never thought of, immediately clicked with this guy because he's seen it play at the most highest level and all pro level with Michael Parsons. And again, I'm not saying Jamin Davis will be nearly as good as Michael Parsons, but it could probably be a resurgence to his career, or he could finally find his footing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to necessarily write him off and say resurgence already. It could just be, oh, it took him 3 years to finally get put in the right position, and now he's ready to ball out.
2 years of coaching, a guy like Jamin is playing for a contract. You ever notice a change in the makeup of a guy who knows that the next deal is what he's playing?
I really don't get into that, to be honest with you. If this is why, if you get comfortable, or if you change because of a contract or not, shame on you. Okay, I remember Charles Wilson told me he had just signed his contract, and I came down into the meeting room. I said, "Wood, you got that big contract." He said, "Man, I'm trying to get the next one." The day he signed it, so that's the mentality that has to be. How do I get to the next one? How do I win a championship? That's I don't really worry about that.
A guy like Lulu, is he somebody that still likes to absorb teachings from other vets like Bobby?
Yes, and he is a listener. He's a guy that absorbs it. He has one of the best linebacker coaches in the league in Ken Norton. Who wouldn't want to listen to him? And so, and then you have Bobby right next to you, and then the young guys. So he absorbs everything, and then at the same time, he's really a quiet guy, but when he speaks, everybody listens.
Joe, along those same lines, having a Bobby Wagner on your defense, how much do you actually lean on him to help with the little things, to be that leader on the defense?
A lot. I just told the defense, it's the vets' responsibility that the young guys are going at the speed of the vets. All right, if they have to make sure that happens. We're going to get them to understand what they have, but to play with the edge and the tenacity that we want, all right, they're in the locker room with them. And Bobby does a great job of that. And Bobby does a great job of when I install something, and if I don't do it as clean as I should, he'll come and say, "Hey, coach, maybe got you, Bobby. All right, go back in there and do it." And I respect that. I take coaching from my players. I did it in Dallas. I did it in Green Bay, wherever. That's the only way you get better. All right, so we're all trying to grow and get better. So I'm not trying to say, hey, I have all the answers. As a defensive staff, we're putting this together with the players. It's our defense. It ain't my defense. It ain't Coach Quinn's. It's the Commander defense. All right, and we're going to get it done. So
I love that answer right there. I love that. I know this is the offense I'm going to talk about, but that's the kind of vibe that Eric Bieniemy didn't give off. Eric Bieniemy gave off, this is my offense, this is my scheme, I'm running how I want. I don't care about your input. A little bit from Jack Del Rio too. I can get that same kind of feel, that same kind of sense from Jack Del Rio too, about how they're just stubborn and stuck in their ways and want to run it how they have it, right? Not taking no criticism from their players. I love that right there.
It takes all of us.
And along those lines, you got a clean slate here. You come from a whole brand new staff, guys you haven't coached before. You're the architect of this defense. And how fun is that challenge of having this clean slate and going, all right, let's start?
It's been really fun. What makes it fun is working with good people. The defensive staff, I don't think I've seen enough written about those guys. Jason Simmons, Tommy Donatel, already talked about Ken Tapp. Man, we come to work every day and we compete, we have fun, and then we get the opportunity to coach a group of young men that are willing and wanting to show that we can play high-level defense. And so when you have that with the people that you work alongside with and the people that you coach, man, it's fun to come to work every day. Where else would you want to be?
Like two more about Jeremy Tim so far. What sort of aspects of his game take advantage of?
Once again, Jeremy, I said big, fast, strong with Jamin. Jeremy's the same thing. He's a really intelligent man as well. He can control the back end. He can make the calls. He can help the safety next to him. He can help the star and the linebacker. So communication, I always talk about, is not only sent, it's receiving it, knowledge, and he is really taking that, grabbing it, and going to the next level with it. We want to be a chatty defense.
Coach Whitt, can you share a bit more about your thoughts on the defensive rookies? So some of the rookies that you all drafted and one and undrafted. Can you share a bit about their skill sets so that you really saw them?
Is there anybody in particular, or you want to talk about a collective? All right, Jordan McGee. Okay, those two guys, especially Jordan, I'll start with him. He's a guy that I've been pleased with because he doesn't carry himself like a rookie. All right, you would not know that with the way he handles himself, the way he absorbs information. He doesn't have a lot of mistakes. Hampton, we've put him in some difficult positions, to be honest with you, and he's answering the challenge. Those guys that I want to see, can they go in there and play along with Bobby and Oos and Jonathan Allen and Payne and those guys? So those two guys we have put a lot on, and they're answering the bell as right now.
Last one, when you came in, and the staff came in under you, you started talking about how, we're not going to see what exactly what we saw from Dave Quinn in Dallas, and what we saw some of the stuff from Green Bay or whatever. As you see some of the players come in here, and how exciting is it to kind of see this defense take shape, and as you plug some of these guys in, and, the defense you guys want to build here that you talked about different from everywhere else. I mean, how excited has it been to see that?
No, it's fun, This is the players' games, okay? And you're going to hear me talking about feed the studs, and we're going to design our defense. We're designing our defense around the players that we have. I think if you're just limited to saying, hey, we run one scheme and that's all we have, and no, you have the players that you have, all right, and you make sure that you are putting them in the best position to play high-level football. And we have really good players. And I'm excited every day to come in here and figure out what's the best way to use them. And one thing I want to say as well, we don't have 11 starters, okay? You're going to put this down, so don't ask me who's starting here. We have 17 to 18 guys. We're going to go out there. We're going to roll a deep crew and to go out there and whip people, okay? So we don't have 11 guys. We have many personnel groups, and now can they own those positions when we put them in there? So when that comes, don't ask me about who's starting, please.
Thanks, Coach.
That's it.
Yeah,
Go.
Shout out to Coach already. I love what I'm hearing from Coach Joe Whitt Jr. as my light gets dark on me. Man, he is sounding very, very passionate, very, very new, fresh, fresh air in this environment here in Washington. I love to see it. And again, sorry for my light going out. It fell behind me. I'm going to pick that up after the video concludes. But that is from Joe Whitt Jr. My first time really getting a chance to hear from him since I've been back here on YouTube. I love it, man. I'm excited. I'm hoping these players pan out, especially the ones that's been here that was drafted by the previous regime. Jordan McGee is the guy that I'm really excited about. I think he could potentially be for a linebacker that can be grown into something. Again, a lot of people are comparing him to San Francisco 49ers Drake Greenlaw. And that is another player that Adam Peters was a part of drafting in the later rounds. So you never know what these late round guys may turn out to. Dominique Hampton might turn out to be new Cameron Curl. You feel me? It's just all about waiting and seeing at this moment. But as always, me and Boy One, Gotti, like, comment, subscribe, to Washington Commanders. Let me know what you guys think about Joe Whitt Jr. And did I call him Bobby Whitt Jr. in this video? What's the over-under on me calling him that? Leave that down below in the comment section. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Peace.
Never gave up one day. Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.